This video is an overview of the ethical reasoning assignment that is part of all sections of Leaders 371, Leadership in Organizations for General Education Assessment. So your assignment here is to use a framework, a specific framework for ethical decision making. So this is from the Markkula Center for Applied Ethics. It's a framework for decision making. Basically a 5-step process using options of 6 different ethical lenses. So an ethical lens is an approach to or a way to think about and deal with ethical dilemmas. And then the framework for ethical decision making, I'm going to give you a ethical dilemma or a situation. I'm going to ask you to evaluate it using this framework for ethical decision making to identify the ethical issue. So why is this a question mark? Why is it not clear what to do? Could the decision or situation be damaging to someone or some group, unevenly benefit different groups? Does it involve a choice between good and bad, or 2 goods or 2 bads? Does the issue go beyond what is legal and efficient, and if so, how? So you're going to write a paragraph answering that question. Then you're going to do another section bullet, get the facts, and then you're going to write a couple of paragraphs. What are the relevant facts? What do we know? What don't we know? What else would I like to know? Do I know enough to make a decision? Who are the individuals and groups that have an important stake in this issue? Are the concerns of some groups more important than others? Why or why not? And what are the options? Have all the relevant groups been consulted? The next section, again, heading, evaluate alternative actions. Which options best respect the rights of all who have a stake? So each one of these questions takes the perspective of different one of those lenses or a different approach. And so I'll show you the specific assignment. Gives you one that you have to do, and then 2 more you get to choose. So you're going to evaluate the alternative actions within the lens of those different approaches, and then talk about the strengths and weaknesses of each of those options. And then choose an option for action and test it, and then reflect on that decision. So this is the framework for ethical decision making we're going to be using. So that came from a link right here in the assignment. The specific case that you're going to be looking at is at this link. It's called High Impact Moments, and it's just a short half-page scenario that we're going to ask you to evaluate using that decision-making framework. Okay, so if you scroll down, use the framework using those lenses or ethical standards. Write in paragraph form, use headings. Your response should be at least 3 pages, double-spaced, written 12-point font. I thought somewhere it said 450 words. Yeah. So 1, again, heading, recognize the issue. Who are the groups that might be harmed? What is the issue? Second section, what are the facts? Here's the evaluate. So first, examine the scenario from the virtue approach while explaining your core beliefs and values that come into play using that approach. And then examine the scenario from at least 2 more lenses or sources of ethical standards. Explain the approach in your own words and then apply it to the situation. And then identify again the strengths and weaknesses of each of the approaches. Make a decision. State your position, defend your decision against objections. If your decision showed up on the front page of the newspaper or a website you frequent, how would you defend your position? And then the conclusion, summarizing your decision-making process. Are you confident in the decision you made? Why or why not? So again, read about the 5 approaches, read through the framework, analyze, and write a paper with these sections. So I've also added now direct link to the case study, a direct link to the template with the different sections, a review or summary of the information on that website that you could click through and look at, and then a short slideshow, excuse me, talking a little bit about the different ethical approaches and the assignment. So let me know if you have any questions. Be sure to get started soon.